All right, now we start, and let me turn around so I face you guys as well. We start all our trips by doing some basic things. On training night, we go over a few more additional things just because of nature. I don't know how much you know, and therefore it's very dangerous for me to assume that you know a lot. So I'm going to share with you a lot of the basic things that we do every time we come out here. Now, by taking a quick look at your feet, I see a lot of you folks are dressed in what I would call is pretty good gear. Beat-up sneakers, sandals, river shoes. Those are really good because the Blackstone River, like most rivers in New England and other places, you don't know what's below the surface. It could be industrial stuff, it could be nasty, yucky stuff, and so you don't want to step on it. So the best thing to do is make sure you guys wear your river shoes. So when Mom says throw away those smelly sneakers, don't let her. Because they're great for the river. They're great for the river. Here in New England, conditions change. Maine, Canada, the Rocky Mountains, wherever you want to go when you're going outdoors, you have to factor in weather, and therefore you have to prepare for it. So having a dry bag and putting your gear in there that will keep you warm, keep you hydrated, and also get you home because it's got your car keys is very, very valuable. Safety is really critical, and with this big a group, when you're on the river, I'm not going to be able to yell at John LaPointe and say, John, how are you? He's going to, one of these. But if I go like this, John, are you okay? And I point at him, and he does the same thing, pats his head and points back at me, I know he's okay. So in a rescue situation, if a situation I have to go and help somebody, I know John's okay, and I haven't said a word. No miscommunication. So kids, when I do like this, what am I saying? Are you okay? So you tell me by how. Yes, let's all do it. Listen, this is cool, yeah. Well, yes, that's how we do this. This is really important. Any river company, anybody you go with, any rafting thing, that's one of the key things they will ask you because it's almost universal. Now, if you see someone standing in a river or a pond like this, there's a danger up ahead. There's something going on. So you stop, you pull together, and you wait for further instructions. If you see someone either taking a life jacket or a throw bag or some kind of thing and waving his paddle up in the air, again, there's an emergency up ahead. Pay attention. They may need your help. They may not. One of the things about emergency situations that's really important to think about is you don't want to become a victim. How often do we see people just running pell-mell into a situation without figuring out what the danger was? And what happened, rather than get one person hung up in a tree, now we have two. So part of what I'm suggesting today, when you see someone like this, you know there's an emergency up there, but you don't know what. So wait for further instructions. If somebody says, help, I need your hand, then you know it's okay for you to go down. But don't assume, because someone called you that there aren't other dangers there, okay? So that's one. You see that? Get your act together, pull together on a riverbank, wait for further instructions. If you see this, it's the same kind of thing. It's an emergency. I need your help. A little difference. This one, there's emergency, but get your act together. This is, I need your help. The second symbol that's also important, okay. You see this? It's okay. Usually, they'll point the direction that they want to put your boat. River left, river right. And so if they see your paddle like this, that means to proceed in that direction. Okay? Really simple signs that can help you out. They're very, very useful. A lot of times you'll hear whistles. 3 whistle blasts is a universal signal for an emergency. Again, it's the kind of thing where you don't want to be a victim, so you got to be heads up. One of the things that we talk a lot about here in the Blackstone Valley, because remember, the Blackstone Valley was the birthplace of the American Industrial Revolution. And that means the power of the water is pretty incredible. It falls over 450 feet from Worcester to Providence. Some of the smaller rivers like the Mumford and the Branch and the Clear also fall pretty significant heights as they make their way down to Narragansett Bay. And therefore, this little sneaky river, the Quinsigamond here, in high water can really be pretty treacherous. So you need to respect the power of the river. Okay, here's another thing. Can you say that? You need to respect the power of the river. But we all, adults, have to do the same thing. Water is incredibly powerful. The point is, when I'm in a paddling situation, I put the life jacket on and it's there until I'm ready to go home and the boat's on the car. That's a really good habit because you know what? most of the deaths, most of the injuries that happen to paddlers, they're not wearing this. They're not wearing this. And it's so easy. It's just like putting on a shirt. And some people think we look rather dashing in these things, you might say, you know? So, remember, PFDs are very important. The final thing I want to talk a little bit about is hypothermia. Hypothermia, you can get it in 95-degree weather. It depends on how much you eat, how much the temperature drops, how wet you get, and how hard the wind is blowing. So there's a lot of things you can actually do to prevent yourself from getting hypothermia. Have a good meal before you go out. Make sure you hydrate yourself well. We all should have a water bottle with us, and we take in all these kind of situations. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a water bottle to make sure that we're being hydrated. And you drink before you get thirsty. Okay? And open water. One of the things that can happen is we can dump our boats. We can just turn over. We get too enthusiastic. We go for that stroke, lean it too bit, and we go swimming. In flat water like this, our boat is our friend. Notice the colors of the kayaks. They're not really drab. They're all kind of bright out there. So think about it for a moment. If you're hanging on to this red kayak out in the middle of that pond, chances are, I don't care if you're as tall as Corey, that's it. Jeez, I'm bad tonight. If you're as tall as Corey or as tall as myself here, if you're hanging on that, we're going to see you and we're going to help you out. If on the other hand you say, I can swim to shore, I'm not going to see that little head. I'm not going to see my head floating in there. So stay with the boat in open water. That's a mantra. Stay with the boat in open water. Now, it's not true all the time. If you're on fast water, if you're in rapids, you do not want to stay with your boat because this at one time is our friend. It's going to keep us upright. In rapids, it becomes a missile. And it can push you against rocks and other things, and it's not a good thing. So in fast-moving water, in rapids, you want to make sure that boat is downstream from you and you're away from it. It's not going to help you out. So there's always that piece in Mother Nature. There's no rule that's steadfast. Open water like this, you want to stay with your boat. Fast-moving water in rapids, you want to get away from your boat if you tip.